It's been a potentially historic week in terms of diplomatic shifts in the Middle East. There's been a renewed call for countries around the world for a recognized Palestinian state, and in a first, Arab and Muslim states coming together to demand Hamas disarm and relinquish power in Gaza. Let's get more on this. Ambassador Hossam Zaki, he's the Assistant Secretary General of the Arab League. He joins me now. Ambassador, welcome back to the show. The announcement that we've seen from the Arab League, I think certainly unprecedented. I wonder, Ambassador, what the response has been from Hamas, if anything at all, for this call to disarm and relinquish power. What are you hearing?
Well, thank you for having me, Isa. I don't think it's accurate to call it the Arab League is calling, because this was not an Arab League meeting. It was part of the New York conference, the international conference for the two-state solution. And this was part of the final document that contained many, many elements, including the one that you're referring to, which is about Hamas's relinquishing power in Gaza in the future. So yes, our countries adhere to this call, and I think it is the most sensible thing to do. And this has been debated longly in Arab circles and even within some Arab League meetings. But this is the first time, it is true, to see this kind of language used internationally with Arab adherence to it.
That's right. And, the Arab League went the other one. There were so many other signatories, of course, from across Europe as well. I wonder then what you think, what the feedback, what the response has been, because Hamas has consistently, of course, rejected calls to disarm or cede control of Gaza. Qatar, Egypt is one of the signatories. They've been mediators in these ceasefire negotiations. What are you hearing from them? What are the signals been, or whether this is possible at all?
Well, it is possible. It's not impossible to do it. Maybe it will be difficult to achieve, but it is clear now that countries, including those who are negotiating the ceasefire, and including those who are neighbors of Palestine, and in this case Gaza, i.e. Egypt in particular, it is clear that this kind of situation is untenable and unsustainable. And while we all blame Israel for that, and we know that Israel has been waging a criminal war, a genocidal war against our people in Palestine, truth has to be said too, that the Palestinian side, in this case Hamas, has not been delivering what it should have been delivering in order to salvage the population from such a criminal war. So it is high time for the Arab countries to issue or to adhere to such an international call for Hamas to relinquish power in Gaza.
Right. So I'm guessing from what you've told me so far, Ambassador, that there's been no response so far from Hamas to this kind of historic and to this call, of course, international call that we've been hearing. I'm guessing from your answer that you haven't heard anything from Hamas. But I also wonder, in calling for Hamas to relinquish control, I would suspect, Ambassador, that the signatories of this, not just the Arab League, of course, would have a sense of just how weakened or how depleted Hamas is. What is your assessment? Because that would, of course, would determine whether disarming and relinquishing power is actually possible.
Listen, we think that it is high time in order to salvage the population in Gaza from the criminal actions that have been taken by the occupying power, to assume the responsibilities that one should assume. In this case, Hamas bears a particular responsibility. The Palestinian Authority, albeit a weakened authority, an impoverished authority because of Israel actions too, is in a position, with the support of all Arab countries and the international community, to take over, and rightly so. We have always said that Palestinians should be governed by Palestinians, nobody else. And we have been seeing and witnessing the unlawful and criminal actions that this so-called humanitarian organization is doing in Gaza right now. So let us get back to the basics. Palestinians should govern Palestinians. It is high time for the Palestinian Authority to resume its takeover of the Gaza Strip, as it has been doing in areas in the West Bank under its jurisdiction.
Ambassador, we are running out of time. We're incredibly grateful, though, for you coming on the show. Thank you very much indeed, Ambassador.